The Boulet's feeding us once again. Hi, hello, it is your least favorite drag content creator, Jer. We are going to be talking about the cast reveal for Boulet Brothers Dragula Season 666. I'm so freaking excited. The Boulets are gonna be feeding us this spoopy season and I cannot wait for it. Currently, my plans are to review the season as it goes. Today I want to talk about the cast. Typically on this channel I talk a lot about fashions because fashion is something that really interests me. I love design, I love putting things together, I love seeing how all of that comes together for the final product. Dragula is slightly out of my lane because it's alternative drag, and while I'm familiar with it, I don't think it's productive of me to heavily critique it. So I usually just say what I enjoy. That's how I like to at least commentate on Dragula. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Rather than talking about each individual look and the things I liked and disliked about them, I'm going to be ranking them based off of my favorites. So we're going to start at the bottom of the list and work our way all the way up to the top, and inevitably someone is going to be at the 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th spot. Doesn't mean that their drag I think is bad, it just wasn't what I thought was my favorite of the night. So we're going to be talking about those promos. Let me know who you're rooting for in the comments below because I'm excited. I don't know what to expect. We never know what to expect from Dragula because the format is always so different each year, and I love that they are constantly rebuilding themselves and making themselves better and learning from last season's mistakes and last season's wins and really trying to enhance their brand. The Boulets, I think, are the pinnacle of drag hosts, and it's a shame and a bummer that we do not see them celebrated in media more. I'm hoping that as the seasons go, more people will get their eyes on this really incredible special show. And thank God it's a 12 monster cast, because this 11 streak that was happening last year was not the business or the tits, Mary. In number 12 is Severity Stone. I don't really want to critique anything that I personally am not gravitating to, so I'm going to try my best not to do that, but I feel this need to justify why someone ended up in a lower spot than a higher one. I think this look encapsulates filth to a T. This looks kind of rednecky, it looks a little trailer park. I like that. It looks like something you would see in a John Waters film. I think the hair is a little bit disconnected to the outfit. Maybe that's me not understanding the reference. Maybe there isn't a reference. I'm struggling so hard to not critique, but I think I'm going to. I think some of the parts are just, some of the construction is not, it just looks not super well constructed. Like this kind of seems, first outfit, maybe? The construction is just a little bit low, which is why it ended up in the 12th spot. In the number 11 slot is Scylla. I love this hair. I think the hair is really cool. I like the white body paint. I like the makeup. I think the trident is cool. The blue, it's not blue, it's not lapis, it's not cerulean. This sapphire color is really pretty. I like the reflective material that's on here. I think the boning on this corset is really cool. There's a storyline here which I really like. It's merfolk. I think it could have been elevated just, I really want to critique and I'm trying not to. The only reason why it didn't end up higher is because it could have used some elevation maybe in scales or something, and that would have brought it up because I do like the storyline that this is telling me. In the number 10 slot is Pi. I'm hoping that it's Pi, like 3.41 is the square root of Pi. I'm not a math K. I'm not. I never will be. I love this color purple. I think this lilac-y color is really nice. I like this shimmery material that's been used to construct this garment. It's clowny. I love the makeup. I think it is a little bit disconnected with the actual Is this an Eevee? Is this supposed to be Espeon? The more I'm looking at this, the more it feels like this is supposed to be an Espeon type look, or at least the headpiece was kind of Espeon-ish. I don't know, the color's the same. This could easily be the same bitch. If it had the red jewel, then I would know this was an Espeon look. Okay, so if Espeon was a spoopy disco clown, that would be the look. I think the only reason it didn't make it higher was just because I don't think the silhouette is particularly the most exciting thing I've ever seen. I feel like I've seen this silhouette a couple times on Dragula Ghouls, and the disco ball is a little bit discombobulated with the rest of the story. I don't know why Espeon is going to the discotheque, But I mean, it's a cool look. In the number 9 slot is Auntie. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube or if I'll get in trouble. I'm just not gonna risk it. This is a fun, interesting look for a ghoul. It's giving a little more glamour, and I love that. They have facial hair, and I'm obsessed. The facial hair grooming is really hot on this look. I think this Beetlejuice green is so nice on them. They even put it in their ears. This could have been a much higher look. I just really I don't love that web fabric. I've seen this at Joann's a couple of times during spoopy season. It's cute, and I think I gravitate towards kind of weird problematic patterns for gowns. If in drag, I think that's fun. I think juxtaposition against what I can only assume is a PVC or some type of latex, I think that's really fun. Maybe if the spider webs had something on them, you know, a big spider brooch or something, that would have pushed it up just a little bit higher. But I mean, this is cool. I love this neon green. I think they look really great in it. In the number 8 spot is Desiree Dick. So this look is if Oren from Baldur's Gate 3 was not a slag. This is totally an Oren look without the nude illusion. I don't know if that's what they were going for. It seems like this may have come out of their brain, but if this was meant to be an Oren look, I mean, it's pretty freaking cool. The reference is definitely there to Oren. It looks like it was made out of flesh. I think the details are really fun with all this liquid latex everywhere dripping on it. There's viscera, it's gross, it's horrific. The makeup is kind of camp and glamour, which I love that they've incorporated every bit of the Dragula tenets into this one look. The only reason it's not higher, because I am quite obsessed with this look, is because I wish that there was just some skin showing somewhere besides just in the arm. Because otherwise, this is probably one of my favorite looks of this entire group. It's very well constructed, and part of me is feeling bad for putting it so low because I'm kind of obsessed with this. We're getting to the point of this ranking where everybody's really good. It was just a small point that pushed them down. In the number 7 slot is Yuri. I think this person is from Drag Race Down Under, which I have not seen that season just yet. I really like the makeup. I like the hair. I think it is giving a pageant queen that has decided that they're going to shed their pageantry and go join the filthy horror circus. I think it's cute. I like the red. I think it looks nice on them. I think the different stoning that's on here definitely is giving like a horror version of Cinderella, the pageant queen that went to the ball and nobody liked her dress, so they ripped it apart and then was just left with these disconnected pieces and then murdered all the people that took apart her dress. That's what it feels like to me. I think the corsetry is really nice. I like these big, bold pipings that are on the boning and on the chest line. The little pop-up fishnet at the hip is a really nice detail. This is a super simplistic look, but it's clean and sleek, and not clean in a no blood type of way. It's clean as in well constructed. The lines are nice. There's not anything where I'm seeing a problem, or at least not anything that is noticeable enough to bring attention to it. I like the nude illusion. It's quite flawless to their actual skin tone, and the makeup is smooth. This is a solid look. This to me says this is gonna be a glamorous and filthy monster, and I'm sort of getting Victoria vibes, and I love that. In the number 6 slot is Jaharia. I hope I'm saying these names right. So for me, this was automatically like middle of the pack as soon as I saw it because it's really good. I almost dropped my phone. This is a good look. I like the neon green and the black juxtaposition with each other. I think it's fun. I think the makeup is interesting. It is something that is a little referential to things we've seen before, but it still looks unique to this monster. I like all of the belts that are here. I think the accessorization is really fun. It's a little Tim Burton-y. The only reason why it's not higher or lower is because it's a sort of expected look for Dragula. I feel like every season we see someone in this neon green with the black details with some kind of spikes, with some type of fun fetishy accessorization, with a avant-garde type makeup. We see this type of look every single promo, and while it's really cool and interesting, it doesn't necessarily break the barrier, but it's still well done. So I have to give props. Because it's well done, it's just expected, so it's kind of just safe middle for me. I said I wasn't going to critique these, and here I am breaking that. In the number 5 slot is Aurora. Wow, I mean, I'm critiquing this purely on the glamour tenet alone, because if we're talking glamour ghouls, this is probably one of the prettiest ghouls that we have seen. Even monsters that have come on before, like I'm thinking Sigourney is a really good example of someone who really just did glamour. Sigourney's makeup was still pretty horrific and didn't do glamour makeup all the time, kind of did this monster look rather than Wamana, where this is soft Wamana elegance. Even there were a couple monsters last season that were doing a little more Wamana. This monster is beautiful. Beautiful. I love this blue hair. I think that was a smart choice underneath this red cowl. I think the jewelry is really luxe. This bedazzled bra is really incredible looking. I love the thigh slit, the nails, and the ring. Everything about this is saying a glamour boule monster. I could see the boules wearing something like this in black. I totally see this person breaking top 4 based off of the aesthetic alone. We don't have any monsters in the pantheon that just do glamour, or that their first tenet is glamour. Victoria's pretty close up there. I think she's horror glamour down. But we don't have anyone that is representing glamour first and then the other tenets afterwards. I could see this person going pretty far, but we'll see what happens as the season goes. They look stunning. In the number 4 slot is Asia Consent. This name is psychotic. On one hand, I hate it, but on the other hand, I'm sort of obsessed. First off, I don't know if they were inspired by streamer Unholy, but it does look a lot like that signature makeup that Unholy does. I think this devilish look, this Guy Fieri devil look, is really fun with the hair. I love that they've even managed to get the orange to wave through, and then it ombres into an orange tip. This hair is fascinating. We've seen queens like Gozmic do really structural big hair like this, and Jaharia doing big structural hair like this. This hair is very trendy, but you don't often see this big hair done in fun colors or in something that is a little funky, and I'm liking that. The viscera that's all over this wild rock and roll performance costume is disgusting, but it's well placed. It looks like it accidentally got there through a slashing, not necessarily that it was put there. Sometimes when these monsters come onto Dragula and they put guts and gore on them, it looks like, well, okay, I would put a rhinestone here normally, so I'm gonna put some blood. Oh, and then I'd put a rhinestone there, so let's go ahead and tack on an organ. This looks like if there was a slasher that was going around slashing people up, they would have gotten this gore on them that way. It's almost giving Trickster from Dead by Daylight. This looks like it could be a DBD skin to me. Like, I could easily see the Trickster wearing this. The makeup is really fun and interesting. We've seen a lot of crazy makeup like this, but I don't think we've seen anything to this caliber before. It's a fascinating look. I love that it's every single tenet of Dragula. In the number 3 slot for me is Gray Matter. First off, what a freaking cool name. Second of all, I like this look. There's a lot of different references that are going on here. But first and foremost, the thing that I am receiving is a haunted sleeping bag. I don't know what the reference was for them. I don't know what the point of inspiration was for them in this look. But to me, it looks like if a sleeping bag became possessed by a demon. I'm more inclined to believe that this was meant to be a sleeping bag because there's this giant visible green zipper right down the middle. And then where it opens up here into the cowl is the white, like you would see the inside of the foamy part of that sleeping bag. The makeup is terrifying. This is scary makeup. I love the teeth. The eyes are piercing and wild. The devil horns are incredible. They look 3D printed. I really like this ornate metal that's happening on the forehead. Everything about this is just really cool and interesting, and the reason why this is so high, while it's a little bulky in comparison to what I normally gravitate to, there's a point of view here that I don't feel like I always see in the promos. Sometimes I feel like I see monsters come in and they are sort of projecting out something that they want the audience to think about them, not necessarily what their drag style is. And this person seems almost like an orgotic, where they are thinking outside of the box so far that they are in their own lane of drag. I live. In the number 2 slot, surprise, surprise for me, was Majesty. I'm gonna be so real here. When I saw the promo, I did not like this look at all. My initial thought was, this is bad, I don't like it. Then I had to sit down and think with myself, why did I not respond well to this? And it's because I'm thinking in drag race terms, not necessarily Dragula. This is kind of rock and roll. The hair is a little Cynthia doll, and I don't love the hair. I'm not obsessed with it. But let's get into why I put this so high. Pinstripe is a really difficult fabric to pull off, to look interesting and cool and fun in. But it's really evocative of a mob boss, I feel like. When I think pinstripe, I'm thinking like a fedora and a, hey, you guys, go ahead and cap that perp over there and then get me a bowl of cannoli. And so to use a men's pinstripe bulky suit and then turn it into a cunty crop top is fascinating to me. I really enjoy the shredding that's happening at the arms, and even on the inside it looks like it's been lined with red. And there's some blood details that are happening on the shirt too. I really like high-waisted pants, I'm a big fan. This Chanel belt is kind of insane on this look, but I'm obsessed. And then there's this tie that looks like it was just a plain white tie that was painted with the American flag, because you see the stripes and then the blue stars. This look is insane. It's a businessman who got in drag and is getting out of drag to go to the club but murdered someone along the way. This seems like a movie character. And, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I did not love Majesty in the original season, so my initial gut reaction was, put them in the number 12 slot. But the more that I looked at this, the more that I was kind of obsessed with it. This has a really strong POV. Maybe I don't know what the story is, but I'm getting that there is a story in this book. It's not like a lot of the other ones where I think the thought process may have been, this looks cool, this looks scary, this looks filthy. This looks like Majesty went in with a clear POV, and that's why it ended up so high up there. And I think I'll remember this despite it being super low key. And before all of you Drag Race parrots in the echo chamber go, choices, it was my choice. I think that Majesty looks really freaking cool, and I think the look is crazy, and that's why it's high. It's gonna be memorable to me. And then my number 1 slot is Vivi the Force. This looks like if Maleficent joined a biker gang and then slayed a little bit harder. I'm really loving the horn detail with all of the jewels and accessorization on it. This chest piece with these booby cups that are in them that are kind of deflated is a little wild. I'm enjoying the sleeve details. There's so many elements to that, and the fisting gloves. The corset panties are incredible to me. They look like the mistress of all evil biker gang, and I'm obsessed. This look is a super standout because it's got a solid POV to it. Everything is in the same color despite different materials being used, so it adds visual interest. I'm really enjoying all of the different elements that are dangling from it. On the headpiece, the makeup is, I hate to compare, but it's a little Isis Couture. I think that the lips are a little large for my taste, but I still think they look interesting, and I'm excited to see how far this person goes. I would peg them as being a pretty far in the competition, if not a top 5er. I'm hoping that this POV stays consistent and solid through the entire competition, because some monsters come in with a really strong POV for their promo and then do not follow through in anything else that they do. So I'm hoping that we see that this time around with this performer. So with that, that has been my favorite looks ranked from this promo. Let me know what some of your favorites were in the comments below, and who are you freaking rooting for this season of Dragula. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to talk about more of it week after week, starting that very first week of October. See you on the flip. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Goodbye.